Hey guys, Alvy here. I'm doing things a little bit differently this week. I'm going to do a pick a card for the soul path with 3 different piles, and then I'm going to do the same for soul love, and then the same for what you don't see coming. Okay, so this is the soul path reading. I'm going to pull the cards for your card selection right now. Yeah, I've just been guided to do it this way, and a new setup as well. I'm just going to try some different things out, see how they work, and if they work, yeah, and we'll go from there. Alright, so can we get an oracle message for pile 1, please? Can we get a message for pile 2, please, for soul path reading for this week? It's just general guidance. It's like, you know, where you're going on your path, what would take you to your highest potential, and those kinds of things. So group 3 or pile 3 for the soul path reading, pick a card. Message from the universe, please. Nothing seems to want to come out. Alrighty, so I think we'll go with some of these ones as well. So these are your oracles. Obviously in the reading I will get out the tarot cards and some other oracle cards just to, you know, give you a better picture of what's most likely come up for you this week, and, you know, what your soul path might look like. Okay, so this one's for group 1. I am God's creation. I don't need to be what I am not. Message for group 2 or pile 2. I've got 2 cards here. We'll just take 2. There is only one force that moves and transforms everything. And our true nature is to play and explore and to live in the moment, to enjoy life. It's a really cute picture on there. So that one gets a bonus. Group 2 gets a bonus. Oh, that's shouldn't be missing from the pile. And then we'll have another look. These are the 4 agreements cards, in case you're wondering. So God, the supreme artist, uses our life for the creation of art, is for group 3. Also, we will have, where are my Lenormand cards? I'm going to put some Lenormand cards on this one as well. Ooh. An itchy eyebrow. Alright, this is a message for group 1. 2 cards that have come up. Message for group 2. That one definitely wanted to come up, didn't it? And a message for group 3. One more Lenormand. Actually, I might do 2 Lenormand cards for each pile. Really winging it today, just making it up as I go along. So, you know, like me, as I used to always call myself, I'll be unplanned, because I just kind of do things when I feel like doing them, basically. So yeah, group 1. Oh, we've got 2 more cards for group 1. Okay, group 2. I'm going to pretend we didn't see that one. Group 3. Messages for group 3 from the Lenormand. I can't say Lenormand now for the life of me. I don't know why. I can usually say it really well. I keep wanting to say Lenormand or something like that. Oh wow, we ended up with 4 here. So that's interesting. So I will give you crystals as well. So this one is just a green agate or a moss agate, and that one is group 1. Group 2, the green bloodstone. I'm seeing a theme here with the colours. These were just randomly picked out of my box of crystals. And this one is the dragon's egg. It is a, oh, I can't remember where it comes from. There's a, yeah, but anyway, it's a ruby no, I don't know. It's called a dragon's egg anyway. If you can see it, it's very interestingly kind of coloured, and you know, looks sort of like a dragon might hatch from it. So I'll leave you with these piles for a minute. And you can choose, and I will see you over in the readings. Hi everyone, Alvi here. This is Group 1's reading. So if you choose the moss agate or green agate, or I am God's creation, I don't need to be what I am not as your pile, then this is your reading. Okay, so I am God's creation. I don't need to be what I'm not. I am perfect because I am inseparable from the infinite, the force of life that creates the stars and the entire universe of light. So I feel like your soul is trying to remind you, and your guides are trying to remind you, that you don't need to be anything other than yourself. Because that kind of takes you off your path, and then you don't feel fulfilled if you're trying to be something you're not. It's also sort of like, it's giving me the feels of like remembering that you are source, not that you're separate from it. So, yeah. Anyway, we've got this card too from the universe. What is it? The universe has my back. So happiness is my birthright. Lots of nice yellow colours coming up in these cards too. Now let's have a look at the Lenormand as well, and then I'll get a message from these oracle cards. I might pull out some. Originally I did a different reading, but I hadn't done my protections and stuff, and it was really intense, and I just didn't feel like it was meant for you guys today. It was pretty full on, so I've started again, and I've got these ones, and I think my Moon Witch oracle as well. Oh, there they are. Yeah, I'll pull some of those out as well. Okay, so we have the child, so innocence coming up, the man. Alrighty, what else do we have? The stork. I wanted to call it something else, I can't know. And the tree. So, interestingly, the child talks about innocence. It could mean an actual child. It could mean, you know, finding that childlike innocence. With the man coming up, I feel like this could be a situation involving a man, obviously. And maybe like remembering that even when people do certain things that, you know, aren't particularly nice or whatever, sometimes it's because they're emotionally immature, right? This is what I'm getting. I'm getting this, there's an emotionally immature, or, you know, someone who's not as awakened as you, not someone who's not as emotionally intelligent as you, perhaps in your life, who might be sort of, you know, part of this week's theme, I suppose, this week's messages. So the stork brings news, so it's news of a man. And we have the tree, which is got to do with, if I remember correctly, well, basically I'm getting family tree, I'm getting soul family, I'm like someone that you're connected to, okay, and someone who might be younger than you. It might not be emotionally immature. That's just what came through first, you know, like this is a collective reading, so there's lots of different ways that this could manifest in your reality, but perhaps someone like the father of your child. It could also be a younger man, someone who's younger than you, someone who's masculine energy, doesn't have to be an actual man. But yeah, so I feel like your focus is on a man, right? Or a child, and the child who's connected with this man. And I feel like this message here is it's speaking about there will be news of this man, and this man is part of your soul path, or part of your soul family. let's see, tree, tradition, things like that sort of coming through as well. I'm going to grab some of these Moon Witch oracles too. That's a lot of cards. I don't know why they wanted you guys to have so many Lenormand cards. So I'm also getting like possibility of pregnancy. So if you don't want a child, perhaps you should you know, be careful this week if you're into, you know, if you can get pregnant, if you are in that situation as well. Okay, I feel like, yeah, I feel like what's coming through to me the most is like being authentic is the best way for you to be happy. I feel like that this situation here, this news, this man and child situation, I feel like this has got to do with you being authentic in that connection or relationship or however that works for you. Or if you are a man, obviously, you know, this could be to do with your child or, you know, child healing too. But I feel like this is sort of going to this authenticness. It's like it's asking you, it's sort of showing you that being authentic and being yourself is the right way to go this week as far as like this communication, because I feel like it's going to be communication with a younger man or with a male person in your life. Let's have a look and see these cards just want to throw themselves all over the place. They're a bit funky because I left them next to a window and they got wet. Okay, movement. Inspiration is drawn to motion. So this could speak about, like, you know, doing specific movement like dance, yoga, those kinds of things. Or it could talk about, like, movement as in, you know, just getting on with it, basically. That's kind of what came through for me. Is like, there'll be movement in this situation, whatever this situation might be, whatever that movement might come up as for you as well. And the full moon, harvest the fruits of your hard work. So there's been a situation, I think maybe you're waiting on news, maybe you're waiting for communication about something. It could be a legal matter about, you know, custody of your children or something like that as well. But for a lot of you, I just think that this is a situation where you've kind of been waiting for news, and there's going to be movement this week with whatever that situation might be. And it's got to do with you putting a lot of hard work into something and then getting the rewards, which is, you know, happiness is my birthright. So this could be inner work as well. This could be talking about, you know, you've been putting a lot of effort into, you know, keeping things nice for people, or I don't know why I said keeping things nice for people. That's not what I meant. That's just the words that came out. So I feel, yeah, it's like a situation that you put a lot of effort into, and you kind of maybe have been wondering, why did I do that? Like, because it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. But yeah, you'll see movement, and you'll get some kind of communication this week from this situation, about this situation. So the beauty you see in me is a reflection of you. So mirroring. Some of you might be mirroring a person in your life, or your person. You might be noticing that whole thing where we are mirrors to each other, but not in a way where you're noticing the things about other people that annoy you so that you can work on yourself, but more like seeing the light in other people and recognizing that that light is also your light, because it's all the same light, right? Like we said here, this is a bit of a unity conscious kind of message as well. So what does it say? I'm perfect because I'm inseparable from the infinite and the force of life that creates the stars and the entire universe of light. So I feel like focusing on that kind of energy is coming through for you guys this week. I do feel like you'll be getting good news, and there'll be movement in this situation, whatever that situation might be for you. Let me just pull a few more of these. I keep forgetting what they're called. Moon Witch, I think. I just love these cards anyway. I wish I hadn't left them. in the window, so they're all falling apart. It's been kind of rainy and humid here, so we have waning gibbous. Count your blessings. All right, so gratitude coming through as well. And also, you know, counting your blessings, you have to have had those blessings or see those blessings coming really before you can count them, right? So just a little bit more confirmation that something really good is coming through for you this week. You may not feel like it right now, but they're asking you just to focus on gratitude and seeing the light in other people, maybe seeing the innocence in a situation rather than, you know, thinking of someone or something in a situation as, you know, deliberately doing the wrong thing or those kinds of things. Like, I feel like if there was a misunderstanding, it was a misunderstanding that was kind of, it wasn't inherently, like, it was a misunderstanding. It wasn't something that was done intentionally. That's what I'm trying to say. We have witchy medicine, connect to the earth. And we have trust. The universe has a plan for you. Okay, that's cool. Amazing messages here already. Yeah, just trusting that things are going to come good for you. That, you know, whatever happens is in your highest good. And yeah, I feel like you're kind of going to be receiving rewards, or you'll feel like it. It might not be something, you know, material. It might not be something tangible, but it might be emotional rewards. Yeah, I think we'll just go into the tarot. I don't know where I put my other deck that I usually like to use, but yeah, it's somewhere around, I guess. But we'll use this one. This is, I had a look for it earlier and it's just vanished, so I'm obviously not meant to be using it today. Okay, so for group 1, for this week's, there we go, messages. What can we expect in the beginning of the week? Alright, so stress and anxiety. We do have some fairly significant solar activity, geomagnetic storms, things like that, which can bring up anxiety, or maybe this is, you know, you're worrying about this situation. You feel stressed, you feel anxious, maybe letting your head, you know, letting your mind take over. Can we get more messages for group 1? For soul path, where is their soul path taking them? Put down your burden. Alright, so it says basically these two cards coming up one after the other is like there's something that you're worrying about, but I feel like you'll be putting that burden down, like letting go of the things that you are holding on to or have been holding on to, things that have been worrying you. Your mind will be set at ease. And the more that you can sort of tap into that source energy and remember that you're part of it and see the light in other people, the easier it is to actually put that burden down, like let go of the things that you're carrying that feel so heavy, because they might not, you know, they're probably partially based in stories that we build around ourselves and situations and circumstances. And sometimes if you can take yourself out of that mindset of, you know, this is happening to me, I can't really think of how to, if we can say, like, take a bird's eye view, right? So get up high, which is, I'm speaking like expanding your consciousness, even for a few minutes by tapping into this happiness and this light that's always available to us. It's easier to see things, like see that the things that we hold on to sometimes are just not worth holding on to. Sometimes it's we let small things bother us and become big things when they're not really that big at all. Turning mountains into molehills. No, turning molehills into mountains. You know what I mean. Dreams of change, alright? So, yeah, wanting change, but change isn't happening by the looks of that. In sort of the beginning of the week, I feel like, this is 3 of Wands. So this is kind of like, I don't know, I feel like there's you know, something in the future you might have been looking forward to, or you feel like there is no, you don't know where to go, like what sort of plans to make. This is what's sort of coming up for me right now. Like, I feel like there might be this situation where you feel like it's a bit of a stalemate, or you just don't know what to do right now. You're holding on to some things that you need to put down, and when you can put those down, I feel like things will become clearer for you. have a look here. See what else we've got. So let's have a look. Group 1 midweek. The Fool. Alright. So sudden energy change, I feel like. This is sort of Monday, Tuesday energy. Maybe even Sunday. Depends on what hemisphere you live in, I guess. So it's sort of like this energy of letting go of this anxiety, putting your burdens down, remembering that there's other things in life other than this situation, or just, you know, surrendering so that the universe can do its work. Because if you try and, you know, force things to happen the way you want them to happen, chances are you'll just get frustrated. Not quite sure why all those are there. Anyway, so yeah, and I feel like in putting down these burdens, it kind of changes your perspective on like on your future, on what you want, on which direction you want to be going in. But I also feel like it's kind of like this energy change coming in midweek of, oh well, fuck it, like I've got a clean slate. I've got a clean slate, and I'm just gonna kind of go for it, you know, like be spontaneous and take chances and do some new things. It's like a new adventure, the Fool energy. It's sort of like starting again. Sometimes, you know, that can be daunting, but I feel like this energy is more like, woohoo, yeah, cool, we're starting something new, ready to go into it with all sorts of so we have also the Three of Swords in reverse. So if there was some kind of hurt or heartbreak, some kind of you know, situation that was causing you pain, causing you this stress and anxiety, I feel like this is kind of switching over midweek, with this Three of Swords coming up the wrong way. So unexpected revelations. It feels like things that you might have thought were going on weren't really going on. You might have had it wrong, and all of that kind of thing. Or you might just be seeing more clearly, as I said, you know, getting that expanded view, you know, going up into your higher self, connecting with your higher self, connecting with your soul, connecting with source and your guides can give you such a different perspective on things. And then you can see, because once you're sort of in that unity consciousness energy, when you're in that heart space energy where you're detached from these emotional things, you can see them differently. You get a different perspective on them. Whether it's like coming from a place of compassion and understanding of why something happened the way it did, or why someone acted the way they did, or, you know, something like that. Or it's just being able to see that it wasn't as big a deal as you thought it was, or that it's something that you can get over and move on from, rather than hold on to and prevent yourself from moving forward. And then we have the new love energy coming in. So some of you might be meeting someone new. This might be a renewal of a connection. I'm going to get some clarification on that one. It could also just be, as I often say, a renewal of passion for life. Often if you've been in that stage of being like really, being very anxious and not really, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, so yeah, if you've been really anxious and you've been, you know, in that sort of fight and flight stage, fight, flight, fawn, whatever you want to call it, anxiety basically, you don't move, you can't move, you're stuck, you feel crippled by it, you feel, yeah, stuck by it, stuck with it, because it becomes so big, even though it's probably not really that big, but in your mind it feels huge. So sometimes this can be like a renewal of life energy. It can be, you know, loving life again instead of being afraid of it, loving being able to kind of set yourself free and having that really wide open heart. That's kind of, as I'm saying that, I'm getting that feeling coming through. So what have we got here? Judgment, so putting the past to rest towards the end of the week. This would be like Thursday, Friday. This new love energy is going to allow you to release the past and get over it, move past what used to be and into something new. Let's have a look and see what else we've got. So That will be Thursday, Friday. We might pull a few more Thursday, Friday cards, and then going into the weekend. Let's have a look. Alright, so as we head into the weekend, there will be a pause, an observation kind of time. This is, I feel like it's sort of like a what's the word I'm trying to find? Like it's more like you're kind of resetting, you know, you've put the past behind you, now you've got this empty slate and you want to recreate, so you're sitting kind of, you know, stopping the energy, or not stopping the energy, but kind of sitting with the energy and letting it integrate this release, whatever it is that you've released, and letting it kind of integrate and trying to sort of feel into what comes next, basically. It feels like a big renewal of something, a different, like, you know, you'll decide to go a completely different way to the way that you were planning on going, or that things will change so very dramatically, but not, when I say dramatically, not in a bad way, but just like a big change that's coming through for you. Whether this is in regards to the man that was part of the oracle message or not, it remains to be seen, I guess. I mean, it could be, I suppose it would be. I feel like for some of you anyway, so yeah. Nervous about change, how hilarious is that? Okay, so things will be changing for you quite drastically. I feel like this might kind of make you stop and sort of take a breath and go, what is going on? Because that's what happens when we're not doing the same thing that we usually do, right? Our brains kind of freak out, especially if we're prone to things like anxiety. When I was really badly anxious, I could barely leave my house kind of thing. This is a long time ago. And I had to do something that I couldn't see in the future, because I've always been able to sort of see into the future a little bit. I couldn't imagine it. I tell myself it's not bad, it's just different, and the reason that I can't see it is it's because it's something I've never experienced before. It's not, you know, it's not something to be worried about. Okay, so we've had the Emperor come in, so I feel like this could be either you stepping into your masculine energy, or it could be to do with meeting someone who's, you know, in the masculine energy. It could be, if you're a woman, meeting a man. It could be a, you know, a man, if you're a man who likes men, you could be meeting a man. But it's this Emperor energy, and it's someone who's, you know, not in the childlike energy anymore. It's sort of like they've stepped into the Emperor, what was I gonna say? Emperor era. So they're like awakened, or awakening, because we never truly, you know, awaken. There's always more. But this is someone who really kind of has that I know what I'm doing kind of feeling, that Emperor feeling, and it's about strategy as well. We see bondage, might be getting up to something kinky. One can only hope, right? Anyway, issues of control and freedom. So this might be you, it might be someone else. You might be meeting someone who's very stuck in their ways in a way, I guess. But I also feel like I'm going to pull another card. I reckon there's more to this message than meets the eye. This is the weekend, so time with someone or yourself, your own masculine energy. And I feel like this bondage card is sort of like, this is the devil card, right? So it could be that it feels a bit like an addiction. It could be that it's, you know, like you're working with your masculine side or with this male energy to release these issues of control and freedom, like feeling stuck, feeling trapped. You're working towards freedom, right? Or, okay, so this message just came through looking at these ones. You were nervous about the change. You have someone helping you work through these issues, right? You'll have somebody of the male persuasion who is going to help you work through the ways that you choose to kind of restrict yourself, or it could relate to a relationship as well, why that's kind of not working or hasn't been working, and working through that to kind of get to a different space. Alright, so that's a very interesting and kind of cool message. I feel like, yeah, you guys are going to be having an interesting week. Let's have a look. We've got Angel. Where have my angel cards hidden themselves? There they are. Alright, we'll have a few of angel answer messages for you guys, and then we will end this reading, and hopefully you have had some messages come through from this one. Let's have a look. Ooh, that one jumped out, didn't it? Which one was it? I'll take both of them. Okay. So, alright, so there is an issue, right? There's something going on here, but it says the situation will improve. And we can see that with these cards coming through, that the situation is actually going to improve. You're going to find a new lease on life, or, you know, enter into a kind of a new love situation. Okay, so the situation will improve within the next few months. No wonder they wanted to come out together, huh? I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee. Now let's have a look. What other messages do the angels have for group 1? Alright, we've got 2 more. There's a peaceful resolution. So whatever this situation is that we were talking about in the oracles, where I could see that there was something going on, this is what these cards are talking about. It says there's a peaceful resolution coming for you with this situation, and there's actually no need to worry. Alright, so I feel like that's a pretty complete message for you guys for this week. Hopefully you got messages from that, you got something from that basically, and if you did, please leave me a like and a comment. It helps the algorithms so other people can get these messages and they can get help, or, you know, guidance from the readings that I'm doing as well. So yeah, other than that, hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Oh, also, if you're not subscribed, do subscribe. I will be doing more of these readings. Okay, thanks, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. It's Alvi here. This is group 2 soul path reading. So if you chose... Oh, hang on, I've got the wrong one. Hi guys, it's Alvi here with group 2's reading. So if you chose the shiny green sunstone, I think it's sunstone, don't get me wrong if it's not, I just don't know. I have too many crystals and not enough knowledge about them probably. I know the main ones, but I've got lots of really random ones that I've picked up over the years and I have no idea, you know. And you can't even find out on Google. So anyway, if you chose that stone or these messages, there is only one force that moves and transforms everything. And our true nature is to play and explore, to live in the moment and to enjoy life. Then this is your reading, group 2. So we'll start this way off. Got those ones. Let's just move that up that way a bit so that you can see it all. Alright, so when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. Great message there. So basically, yeah, asking you to focus on yourself, right? Focus on the light that's within you. Try to stay in your own lane as far as that is concerned. I feel like that's sort of coming through. If there is only one force that moves and transforms everything. The force that moves the stars is the same force that moves the atoms in the body. This force is always present and obvious for me to see, but I cannot see it when my attention is focused on lies. Okay, so yeah, this is the message that was sort of coming through. It's like focusing on your inner light and just dropping any stories around any sort of situation that you might be experiencing or have experienced recently. A lot of the time, these kinds of stories that we make up made up through the lens of trauma, right? So that might not be for all of you. Some of you might have healed that trauma, but it's when this card says lies, what it's really meaning is like we make up stories to fit our own narrative, and when we can drop those stories, we can see a completely different perspective, and we can see things through the lens of love rather than, the lens of bias. Something very important that I learnt, like going through my spiritual awakening and learning to be a reader, is that if you can't read for another person without the lens of your own bias, then you're going to give them the wrong messages. So it's very important, right? It's a good thing to be able to do anyway, and for whatever reason, my guides had me talk about that. So I feel like some of you might be working on doing readings for other people, or you might already do them. It's just a reminder to sit with source rather than the stories, and remember not to kind of give messages through your own bias, to clear your energy and all of that sort of stuff before you do. That's just for some of you, obviously. Our true nature is to play and explore and to live life in the moment, to enjoy life. As little children, we are completely authentic. Our actions are guided by our instinct and emotions. We listen to the silent voice of our integrity. Nobody teaches us to be that way. We are born that way. So this is, talking about tapping into, just that fun, childlike happiness that you can have when you stop focusing on things that, might not be going so well, or of focusing on yourself and on your own inner light rather than focusing on the darkness that we see around us, or even the shadows that we hold within us. So we have the mountain, right? So I feel like there's some trouble. The mountain is kind of like, it can represent like a blockage in your path, however that kind of lands for you. And seeing this as a soul path reading, I feel like there's like a blockage in your path, or you feel like there's something stopping you from going down the path that you're meant to go down. And we also have the stars. So the stars talks about wishes coming true, finding your true north. So I feel like maybe you're a little bit, with these cards coming through, you might be experiencing one of those times in your life where you're a little bit off track. And the guidance that's coming through is asking you, like, you might feel that you're blocked, but you're actually just being redirected because you're not quite on the right path. And the stars card is talking about you finding your true north. It's through play. It's through letting go of, these ideas and beliefs and stuff that might be plaguing you, or just ways that you're letting yourself be pulled off your path, even though you might not be aware that you're being pulled off your path by these things. So we will pull out some Moon Witch Oracle cards. Yes, they're a bit mangled. If you didn't watch before my other reading, group 1 that is, I left these cards in the window with the window open, and it's been rather rainy here, so I had to get them out, and they're all stuck together and kind of pulling apart. But I really like the cards, so I'm still going to use them. I might actually just give them a knock. So I used them in the last reading. Alright, can we get messages for group 2 on our soul path reading? Messages for group 2 on our soul path. Okay, let's have a look here. What is coming up for group 2? Okay, Magic Wand. Focus your energy on one thing. This is a very powerful message that's coming through. Focus your energy on one thing, and that thing is your inner light, right? Don't focus on anything else. This is how we become potent with our magic, potent with our energy. Instead of branching it out into all different things, just focus on one thing right now. And that is you and your inner light, because with your inner light, you can kind of come back to your heart self, to your soul self, and then you know what to do. You know that whatever felt like a blockage isn't actually a blockage, it's just redirecting you back to yourself, Transformation. So shed, let go, make room for greatness. This is also something that's coming up through the collective right now because we've had some massive sun flares, solar flares, solar activity. We had, I think it was one of the biggest solar flares since like 2016, I think it was. Something like that anyway, just recently in the last few days, and the energy that's coming through is very transformational. I've been noticing it myself. And this can bring on this kind of, you need to just focus on yourself and on your light, and integrating that energy that's coming through, that's changing and transforming you. Something big is coming, right? Something big, a big change is coming for you. And being very potent with your energy and your magic and knowing yourself and being in your soul self is going to be very important for you, I think, at this time during this week. So let's have some more messages for group 2. Okay, we've got 3 here. No, 4. Wow. All right. Lunar eclipse. Open the door to a higher dimension. Again, focusing on that, you know, heart self is going to open the door to higher dimensions. It always does. And this solar energy that's coming through right now, this transformational energy, that's also going to open the door to new dimensions or to higher dimensions. Or as I prefer to call it, expanded dimensions, right? Nothing's higher, nothing's lower. No one's better, no one's worse. It's just an expansion. It's like being able to see more, basically, and feel more and experience more. So, Hecate, change is important. Release the past. Alright, so yeah. Releasing the past is coming up for you guys. I feel like, yeah, when we get into the tarot cards, I think we'll get more of a picture of the actual, like, messages and things that you need to hear. I don't know why I said that. These are messages you need to hear too, but I feel like we're not getting specific messages about change and what past to release and things like that. And that's what I'm trying to say. So we'll get to that with the tarot cards. So pause and rest, you deserve it. Yep. So integration time and just spending time in your own energy, learning what your energy feels like, remembering what your energy feels like, so that you can get into that expanded and detached energy, so that you can, I don't know what it is that you're going to be doing, but I can feel that it's something that you need to be very potent in your ownness, if you know what I mean. Very potent in your own magic and very sure of yourself about it as this transformation comes through. Sekhmet, courage, truth, and shadow work. Okay, so you might have a little bit of shadow work coming up, and that will help to remove this blockage that the mountain is showing us. Let's have a look. Oh, alrighty, the Oracle Tarot. Give them a tap too. Oh, I've got a Norman card in there. Don't need that one. Oh, they need another tap, do they? Interesting. We've got a lot. For group 2, this is a lot of messages are coming through. This is beginning of the week. Okay, so the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups can be thinking about the past, reminiscing. It can mean someone from the past might come back into your life as far as love or relationships or friendships are concerned. I kind of feel like with this card coming through and this message that's coming through, it's sort of like going back into the past. You feel like you're kind of stepping back into another time, another era of yourself, perhaps. Yeah, learning the lessons is what my guides just said. So learning the lessons of the past. New career moves. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles, but it seems to be in reverse right now. So so the Ace of Pentacles, you know, it speaks about new ideas as far as things on the earthly realm. I feel like what's coming through for this one? I feel like, yeah, maybe this has got to do with like a business or you know, you running your own business or something to do with work or something along those lines, like something to do with making money, right? Whether you might be an entrepreneur or something like that, but you're learning, you're reassessing what happened in the past so that you don't make those same moves again, because you don't want to be in this space where, you know, money's going out, not coming in, kind of thing. There's a feeling of like renewal here. There's a feeling of you felt blocked from trying to do this for so long, and it hasn't really worked, but you haven't really sat with what you did in the past, or yeah, where your focus was in the past. Sorry, that's what it is. So you were focusing more on love in the past, right? And maybe that love or that focus was misleading you. It was taking you to somewhere where you didn't really need to go. And I feel like that coming through here and telling you to focus on yourself, on your own light, and all of this stuff, it's pointing to that moment, or that healing time when you start to fill your own cup first. Instead of focusing on getting love from the outside, you start to understand that it comes from within you, and that it's a reflection, that if you see love in other people, it's a reflection of your love, so that you are not sort of focusing in the wrong direction and worrying, you know, like so busy worrying about relationships that you haven't focused on your money, and that things have gone awry. And it might not just be money, it might be like housing and things like that, you know. So I feel like relationships were a massive focus for you, and you're going to be shifting out of that and starting to be able to focus on, you know, bringing money in and creating stability for you and your family. This is, yeah, I feel like this is a message for some of you. This is what's coming through right now. We'll get some more cards up and I'll see what else comes through. That could have been one of the blockages that I was feeling into just before. It's sort of like it just became your everything, and instead of focusing on yourself and your own goals and all of that sort of stuff, you just were focusing on other people. That doesn't necessarily have to be a love relationship. It could be, you know, family. Maybe you've wanted to do something for a long time, but you know, you have kids, or you're the head of a household, or you're running things, and you just couldn't, right? But you kind of were focusing on that. You wanted that, but you couldn't go there because you were too busy looking after everyone else. So, you know, you weren't able to bring in these new ideas or this new inspiration for things in the world. So here we have healing and the second chance. So the Ten of Swords, it's like releasing a big burden. So something is coming, a big change, obviously. That obviously relies on you being able to focus more on yourself and listen to the messages that your soul is sending you, about where you should be focusing, where you can be focusing, about letting go of whatever has happened in the past and learning from it, but not letting it become, you know, a massive thing, just moving on from it, knowing that maybe in the past you focused on the wrong thing, that maybe that's what the blockage was. And that you are now being redirected. As I said before, with the mountain coming up, you're being redirected, and you're also being asked to just play and have fun, because that is the way that things come through. You know, most inspirations and stuff, they don't come from sitting around being serious about stuff. They come from, you know, playing. Well, we all learn through play as well. So, you know, they come from playing, from messing around, from trying things out, from not being afraid to do something different. And that's what I'm kind of getting here, is like this healing, this second chance energy that's sort of going to be coming through maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, or beginning of the week maybe, is going to bring you space to be able to do that, so that you can focus on the right things. Okay, and when I say the right things, like it's right, wrong, whatever, the things that your soul wants you to focus on, or the things that when you focus on them, takes you on your soul path, so ultimately creates more fulfillment for you, and puts you back in alignment, because I feel like with this group you've been out of alignment because of this focus on something that's not, it's not taking you where you want to go, basically. So we have tradition in reverse. So I feel like this is kind of like stepping out of doing things the way that it's expected of you to do, the way that society expects you to do, or that kind of thing. It says tradition here, so yeah, I feel like when you let go of this burden, when you start focusing on where you want to go, or you focusing on yourself, basically, you're going to get guided to where you need to be, right? And not letting yourself get distracted by things like, you should be doing this, you should do it at this time, this is how you're meant to do it. Like, fuck that, right? We're not here to do that. We're not here to be bullied by our ancestors or whatever they call it. I'm laughing because there's a meme, it's like tradition is just being bullied by dead people or something like that, anyway. And that's kind of what I was having a bit of fun with. It's like, you don't need to do things the way that they've always been done. If we do things the way that they've always been done, we don't discover anything new. And this is kind of tapping into that message that I was just, bringing through before about play and trying different things and stuff like that. So we have relationship bliss as well coming up. This is midweek, so things are going to be going really well for you. Whether you're focusing, when you focus on yourself, you find that relationships tend to go really well because people can feel your energy, and it doesn't necessarily need to be love. It could be family relationships, it could be, friendships, that sort of thing as well. I do get for some of you it will be a relationship that's maybe not gone wonderfully recently. Okay, I'm trying to work out which card I had out already. And then we have status surge. So yeah, midweek you will be experiencing this kind of glow up energy, I guess. This is status surge. This is like stepping into your power is what I'm getting. So this stepping into your power as far as like relating to other people, but also bringing in these new energies, these new ideas, this stepping into yourself and following the path that your soul has laid out for you, because obviously that's what you want to do. That's why you're watching a soul path reading, right? That's too many cards. So yeah, I feel like this is coming up for you in the week, just focusing on yourself after you kind of release some things and realize, or maybe it's just like a realization that what you were doing before just wasn't getting you where you wanted to go, so now you need to kind of redirect. This card's up the wrong way, that's annoying. Now that card's up the wrong way, that's annoying. Alright, so let's have a look. End of the week, group 2 soul path reading, what can they expect? Alright, the Magician. Great energy coming through. Yep, so stepping into yourself and taking chances because you can trust your intuition. You're tapping into your own personal magic. I think I said something about that in the beginning. Being very potent with your magic and knowing exactly what it is that you want to do and how to create it. I feel like this energy is coming through, so I feel like I'm sort of seeing, you manifesting things, you knowing what you want and knowing how to get them and just doing it and having all of the right stuff to make it happen, basically. All the right elements, not stuff. Alrighty, and then, okay, so releasing yourself from some kind of situation where you felt restricted, where you felt stuck, where you felt like you couldn't get where you wanted to go. But I also feel like it's a bit of I just keep going back around to that kind of thing because, bondage, right? And this is the Devil card in traditional tarot. So with it coming up reversed, I feel like it's sort of like, you don't have to try and control everything, surrendering. When you don't have to try and control everything, things seem to flow more easily, but it's also like releasing all of these ropes that you can see here. It's a tie, something that's been tying you down, or making you feel tied down or restricted in some way, stopping you from experiencing the freedom that you really fucking desire. And then we have dreams of change. So once that has, once you've hit this type, this like freedom, you're going to be using the magician energy to release yourself from the bonds of this bondage. And then you have the dreams of freedom. So this is like new energy coming in, change, looking in new directions, finding new things, travel, all sorts of things like that. So yeah. Also pay attention to your dreams. I reckon your dreams will be leading you. You'll be getting messages through your dreams. So yeah, just pay attention to that too, because that will help. Sometimes that's how messages come through to you if you're too sort of focused on things in the outside world, or too distracted, right? That's sometimes the best time, the liminal time between waking and sleeping up. Sleeping and waking up, waking and sleeping up. That will help you, find those messages. Alright, looks like we're going to be having a party on the weekend. Maybe also a little bit of a warning not to overindulge, but it looks like fun. It looks like you'll have what you need to be able to kind of, indulge yourself, and maybe that's what you need because it feels a bit like you've been going without for some time. Let's have a last message. End of the week, group 2, soul path reading. I reckon, no, there's too many there. We'll go again. Alrighty. Judgment released, reversed. Don't know what that's really saying. I think it's sort of like living it up and not worrying about things, not judging things so much, or not judging yourself for having fun or letting loose or whatever it is. I feel like, especially with this one coming up in reverse as well, or just that card coming up, like I said, there's something you felt really repressed by, really tied to, or, it was stopping you from fully expressing yourself. And sometimes that can come from self-judgment or from worrying what other people think. And I feel like towards the end of the week, you're kind of going to come into this energy because you've been focusing on yourself and stepping into yourself and your path, trusting yourself more, that you will come to that point where you just don't give a fuck what people think, and you're going to do what you want to do because it makes you happy, right? So that's a really good message. I'm going to get some oracle cards for you. I nearly said that in such a weird oracle cards for you guys as well, just for a few last messages. Alright, for group 2, what have we got? Within the next few months. So what's going to happen within the next few months? Angels. Let's have a looky here. Ask your angels. I swear these cards came out before. It's sort of like a certain point that collectively, like, the same messages just keep coming out, basically. Alright, so what else does group 2 for the soul path reading need to know? Or maybe I need to knock. I might just drop this one back in because I didn't clear the energy from the last reading, which might be why they're coming up. So let's have a go at this now. Alright, so you've got a yes, a big yes within the next few months. I wonder if I can get something specific, or if it's just one of those things that's just personal to you, but you'll know what it is when you hear it. So let's have a look and see what else the angels have to say to you guys. What have we got? You're ready? Yes, you're ready. So this is obviously relating to what we were talking about before, which is, stepping into yourself. I do feel like this has got to do with a business, or with, something that you create yourself that's got to do with bringing money in, that's got to do with finances and abundance and stuff like that. It could be work, it could be any of those things really, but whatever it is, you're ready. So yes, go for it. Within the next few months, it's going to be coming through really well. Let's have a look and see what the last message will be for. Alright, we've got a couple here. Ask for help from others. Alright, so you might need to ask for some help. And then we've got don't stop. We had this in the last reading too. Don't stop and no need to worry. So whatever it is you're doing, whatever you're going to be focusing on, don't stop. There's really no need to worry though. It's just sort of like that momentum that you built up. Don't stop building it up just yet. You'll know when. Alright, so hopefully that has given you some messages for the week, some idea of what's going to happen during the week. And yeah, if you resonated with that, if you like that, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment if you want to, subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you. Hey guys, Alvy here with group 3 is reading. I nearly said root 3. Group 3 is reading. So if you chose this Dragon Egg Crystal, Group 3, or this card, which is the God, the Supreme Artist, uses our life as the creation of art, then this reading is for you. So first up we have Hope is the conduit for miracles. So I'm already feeling like I'm seeing this sort of gold coloured theme with the cards here. I'm kind of feeling like there's this energy of needing to bring hope into your life, perhaps. It's a bit like a message of don't give up too. We are the instruments through which the force of life expresses itself. We express our art in everything we say, everything we feel, and everything we do. The creation is ongoing, it is endless, and it is happening in every moment, is what this card says. So I feel like you, your message has to do with self-expression, like expressing yourself however you feel, knowing that it's still just an expression of source, and feeling hopeful as well. So we have the letter here, and we have the coffin. So with the Lenormand cards, this is like, okay, so what I'm getting is a message about messages. Letter can be written communication of any kind, so texts, emails, you know, snail mail letters, those kinds of things. And the coffin is an ending of some description. So it's almost like it's an ending that you hope for. I'm just trying to tune into the energy. I had to have a little bit of a break from doing the readings today and had a nap and stuff, so I'm kind of just coming back online. Yeah, so this is getting news about an ending of some description. Immediately I'm seeing the coffin and the letter, and I'm thinking like an inheritance that you weren't expecting, but I'm also seeing like the coffin doesn't necessarily have to mean the death of somebody. It could mean the ending of something, and it feels to me, with the hope card and this card talking about self-expression, that it's somewhat to do with a situation that's like the ending is something that you've been hoping for. It's you want to hear about this ending for a particular reason. I'm going to get some of the Moon Witch Oracle cards and have a deeper look into that for you. So yeah, getting a letter or a message about something that's ended, but the energy that's coming through with this is not that it's a bad ending, or that it's something that goes in your favor, like perhaps someone left a job or a position that you really wanted but you weren't able to work in it because this person was working in it and they were good at it, but they've decided to leave or retire or something like that, and you will be getting news about that. Perhaps an offer. A letter can also mean an offer of something. So the ending of something is bringing you an offer of some description. And it's something that you've hoped for, and I feel like it's got to do with being creative or your creative side or self-expression, or even it could even be sort of to do with, sorry, just finding the right words, to do with like your life purpose. This is a soul path reading, obviously, but I feel like with this card, with God, the Supreme Artist uses our life for creation, for the creation act. So it could be to do with, ooh, losing cards. It could be to do with something like that. That's too many cards. We won't take those. We'll go again. So something like, you know, finding your purpose, or oh, I'm trying to tap into this energy a little bit more. Let's have a look at what these cards bring up. So an offer of something because of an ending, something to do with hope, something you may have hoped for, or something you have hoped for. Alright, what have we got? Isis, cast spells, protect, and heal. So something... Oh, the cat is singing in the background. Oh dear. So, casting spells, protecting and healing. I feel like, yeah, maybe you've done some magical work around this. Feel like it needs protection, or you might need protection. Can we get messages for group 3 for this week's soul path reading, please? That one wanted to pop out. Spells and rituals. Holy moly, there's a lot of spells going on here. Okay, so bring magic and self-care together. So using you're definitely being asked to do some sort of manifestation or magic work, if that's what you do. I'm throwing cards all over the place again as usual. The card Trust has come up, but what really jumped out here is protect and heal. So I feel like you might need some boundaries this week, energetic boundaries, like protection boundaries, and doing rituals around that, making sure that you're keeping that up. Sometimes when, you know, you're being offered something amazing, people can be jealous or not even know that they are jealous and be sending you psychic attacks and things like that. Not on purpose, but just because they wish it was them, you know. And yeah, alright, so my guides are saying something to me. Yeah, yeah, so just doing nothing actually coming through. I can hear something, but it's fuzzy. So yeah, just trust the universe has a plan for you. Something's going on as far as an ending, and yeah, magic work or ritual work or spell work is indicated here as well. So with the bath, I'm seeing like salt baths to cleanse your energy, or detox baths to help with that as well. Protect and heal. So yeah, doing, you know, like energetic boundaries around your house, perhaps putting mirrors up, those kinds of things as well. Because I feel like, I don't know, I'm getting the feeling that somebody who is a little bit jealous of you is watching, or you know, it's better to keep what you're doing to yourself, because that way it stays potent. So the more you can sort of protect your space as you do this work, the better off you are. I think that's too many again. To just randomly cast a circle as well. So healthy boundaries are crucial for growth. Alright, so we'll keep that one up as well. So this is definitely talking about an offer. It could be something that you thought ended, actually turns out to be an offer. But I feel like in the past you didn't have proper boundaries. You didn't know maybe how to have boundaries, or what your limits and you know, things like that were. So that's maybe why it ended. So you're definitely being asked to do protection magic. When you like casting a circle is like when you do magic, you cast a circle so that it's just your energy in there and nothing else can get in and interfere. I am getting that you the cat sings. I'm getting that you might need to be doing that, as I said before. So spells and rituals, trust the universe has a plan for you. Here we go, and another one, the witch's hat. Express yourself, share your gifts with the world. Perhaps you're working on something that you don't want anyone to know about just yet, until it's ready to be birthed into the world. We've also got Celine. Bring light into somebody's dark sky. So helping others with your light. And true north. Stay true to yourself. Alright, so this is kind of tapping into the energy in the message that came up with the caster circle. And the other ones as well, which is like, you know, staying true to yourself. As I said before, this could be something that you thought had ended, but an offer comes through to restart that thing. I feel like, as I said in the past, there wasn't proper boundaries around it, which is maybe why it ended or why you felt like it ended. Being very clear on what you want and what you will accept, etc., etc. However this is sort of working out for you, whether it's job, relationship, home, environment, things like that. It could be one of many, many things, but you will need to really know who you are, and trust yourself. So express yourself and share your gifts with the world. And maybe it's just also like the cards are speaking about what was it? Yeah, just this energy at the moment is quite intense, so we are, you know, needing to clear and protect ourselves a little bit more energetically, especially when doing work, because the collective energy is insane. The solar flares and stuff have made it quite intense, even for those of us who are used to it. I've been on the ascension path for some time. There's so many people I know who have been on this journey for a longer time than, you know, someone who's just awakening, are all saying that they've got ascension symptoms, that the energy is crazy, that people are purging, all sorts of different things. So yeah. Alright, so can we have messages for group 3? We might just, this came up in the last reading, I want to make sure that you guys have got clear cards for this. So let's have a look at your tarot for this week. So messages for the beginning of the week for group 3. Okay, we've got 2 that want to jump out right now. I feel like, oh, we're doing this again, are we? Is there all? Oops. I think we have the deck upside down. I will throw them. Yep, that one wants to go that way. That one wants to go that way. And that one wants to go sideways. Okay, so that's sort of crossing this one, I guess. So the beginning of the week, we see you in this Empress energy, which is full of fertility, like creating something, as I was saying. Like maybe you're making something, doing something, creating something that you're going to birth into the world, but it's sort of like when you're pregnant, when a baby's gestating, you don't see it until it's ready to be born. And that's this energy that I'm getting, like a lot of protection around what you're doing, whatever that might be, keeping quiet about it, not telling too many people, keeping that magic and that energy potent as you work on it, as you grow it. You can see that she's pregnant. This could be something that you're, you know, something, not a baby. It could be a baby, but I feel like it's probably more likely to be something else, some kind of creative endeavor or self-expression or business or something like that. So you will have a lot of this kind of energy and really feeling like you want to just be in a little bubble. So doing all these rituals and spells and just getting yourself kind of very aligned with your soul path. Pardon me. Hiccups. Okay, so purposeful action is in reverse, which means that we are not. This energy isn't conducive for doing anything just yet, and that's kind of just the general message anyway that I was getting. So it's sort of like not doing anything, just allowing things to grow as they organically need to. And then this card, which is kind of crossing that one, is like unfulfilled expectations. So coming up with a little bit of fear. The Five of Cups is often, you know, like somebody leaving. So this is, I feel like this is sort of like a message for some of you, not all of you. This is specifically about relationships or friendships or connections or something like that, right? This is it, and you thought it was ended, but an offer is coming forth. But you're not sure if it's the right thing for you. Because in the past instance it kind of pushed you back the other way, and it wasn't like, I think it kind of pulled you out of alignment because you didn't get those expectations filled. Like, you had certain expectations, we all do, of whatever's going to happen in a friendship or connection or relationship, and you fear that that's actually going to happen again. So that's just a message for some of you. You might relate to it. So yeah, definitely staying on your true north, like stay true to yourself. Alright, let's see what else is coming up for beginning to midweek for group 3. Okay, 2 cards come up. So let's have a look here. Alright, they're both upside down, so I'm gonna just do this because the whole deck must be the wrong way around, I reckon. I will give them a throw just to make sure which way we want the Hanged Man. That way, and we want the Sun. Alright, so the Sun's the right way up, and the Hanged Man is in reverse. The Hanged Man in reverse, again, is like suspense and waiting. It's sort of like you're playing a waiting game for whatever this is. Whatever this offer, I feel like you kind of know that there's an offer coming. I feel like, for some of you, as I said, this might be a job or an opportunity for work or some creative type endeavor that you couldn't do before for some reason, and you thought that whole thing was ended. You thought it had finished, but you are going to receive an offer to do it, whatever it is. And it does feel like something to do with creativity or being around creative people. Like, you might work in theatre or stage productions or something like that, or you might have and then had to leave. It had to end for some reason. Maybe the show finished or something like that, and you didn't think it would ever go again. And perhaps that's coming back around and you'll be able to work there again, but maybe in working there you kind of didn't, maybe you were like new to it and you kind of let it run you rather than you running it. So, you know, like maybe you agreed to doing too much work or something like that, and this time it's just they're asking you to do a lot of protection around this, do a lot of boundary work around this, and stay true to yourself and not get pulled out of alignment from who you truly are just to please other people who you're working with or connected with. I do feel like, as I said, with this one coming up midweek, it's sort of like, you know, you can feel it, you know something is coming, but you don't really want to believe it because it's like the Hangman is stasis, right? It's not moving at all. But in that not moving, the enlightenment comes. So if it is, yeah, I kind of often think of it as meditation in a way, because we're not moving or doing anything specifically, but in that moment of stillness and not being, you know, part of the human condition, because your mind is not meant to be doing anything, that's when enlightenment comes, right? But I feel like this is, you're denying that. Like, you might have that intuition that it's going to happen, but you kind of don't believe yourself. You don't believe that intuition because it's just kind of a bit too unreal, right? You think, nah, that couldn't possibly happen. So then we have the sun, which is all good things, awards and what did it say, camaraderie and affection. The sun is always good. It's sort of like wish fulfillment and amazing stuff like that. Lots of red energy here, so I'm sensing lots of fiery, passionate sort of energy as well coming through with the sun. So midweek is going to be a good time. Good time, let the good times roll. Let's have a look for further in the week. So Thursday, Friday for group 3. Here we go. There's a couple of parts here. So now we're getting things sort of sorted out the right way. This one looks like you might have had a bit too much of a good time midweek and you're recovering. But that good energy coming through with the sun is also it's like sometimes when you feel really good, that's when you start to heal. That's when you start to recover. But really, when I'm just seeing this as like, went too far, had too much to drink, now you need to recover and retreat, basically. Then we have the Six of Cups. This one's also in reverse. So the Six of Cups in reverse is reflection. So let me just have a look here. It's something I feel like just seeing these 3 cards together is kind of saying there won't be, you might have this moment to recover. Just getting a message coming through, sorry guys. Yeah, so you might have this moment to recover, but then it will be straight back into something, and there's not going to be time for you to be thinking about the past, or you'll be letting go of the past perhaps, or thinking about old work or old things, or letting this get to you. So the ego, internal politics, the 7 of Swords. All right, so you're kind of letting go of anxiety, worry, and looking back at things that didn't work. Just allowing something new to come into you and work its magic that way. Oops, I've got one of the wrong cards on the deck. So let's have a look for the weekend. Group 3's message for the weekend. What's going to happen after the week? I feel like something's going to be resolved. That's what I'm feeling. Something's going to be resolved, so you're able to let go of all of these energies of why is this, this reflection on the past. So the 6 of Cups talks about like people from the past coming back into your life, or just situations from the past affecting your current situation. The Ace of Pentacles talks about like inspiration towards making new things in the world. So could be, new jobs, new ideas, new inspiration for work, and things like that. Creative things. My guides are saying artworks and things like that as well. Anything that happened before, I think you're going to be putting it aside. I feel like you just won't have time. You'll be too busy being in your own power. And then opportunity will knock. So this is the 7 of Pentacles. Oh yeah, okay, so this often speaks about having lots of choices, like options is what they call it in, pop culture. Something about someone having options, but these options are an illusion, right? So there is no, the opportunity, like, hang on. So leaving all this stuff behind and leaving this kind of energy as well behind, I feel like it's kind of like you're just going to be standing in your own power. You know how to focus now. You've released these things and you're worried about whatever options are coming up for, that might not, you're not stopping and thinking, oh, maybe I should do this or maybe I should do that, like getting caught up in this overthinking thing about all the different options and opportunities that you might have had or you might have. You're just focused on this one thing, um, and birthing this one thing into the world, or yeah, just focused on this one thing, and this one thing takes all of your energy and all of your power. So all of the things that you would normally be kind of, you know, getting caught up with in anxiety or worry, or just, you know, how can I put it? Like when there's so much going on, there's like, and you don't know what to do, you kind of end up just running around in circles. That kind of energy is getting put behind you. You're learning to focus. You're using your focus. Using your focus to create, using your focus to co-create, using your focus to bring something into your future, or bring something into the world. What have we got here? Status surge. Okay. But not yet. So it's something that you will be keeping on the down low, I suppose you would call it. Like keeping quiet with it. Towards the end of the week, you'll still not be telling anyone, but you'll be falling more into this kind of energy where you are focusing on that one thing and putting all your energy into that one thing, instead of having a billion options or a billion opportunities, or feeling like you're missing out on opportunities. Perhaps you don't care anymore, right? This is what I'm getting. It's like you don't care anymore. You don't care what other people think. You don't care about all these other options or opportunities. You've just got this one thing, and that's the most important thing that you can focus on. So you're letting all of the rest of that shit go. Let's have a look and see. I've got some angel answers cards for you guys as well. So can we get some angel answers cards for group angel messages for group 3, please? Okay, get more information. There's something you need to know more about before you can make any decisions. Sometimes that can be like channeling more information. Sometimes it can be asking people, looking things up, you know, that kind of thing. Perhaps it's just, I don't know, I'm getting this with, just because that's near the unfulfilled expectations, I'm like, maybe you should get some more information as to why those expectations never got fulfilled, or you feel like they didn't. Getting the word misunderstanding. Alright, so what's coming out here? I don't know. I'm going to keep shuffling. I'm going to give these a knock as well. So messages for group 3, please. There we go. That one definitely wants to come out. Big happy changes coming in for you, which is great. I feel like this is a very positive reading. It's, yeah. And what else do we have here? So we have the situation will improve. So if there's something worrying you, or you're feeling, you know, a bit weird about it or whatever, it will improve. And let's get one more message for group 3 for the week. Okay, something that you need to reconsider, alright? I kind of feel like this ties in with, you thought it had ended but it hasn't, and you'll be receiving, you know, receiving messages somehow, whether it be letter, email, text, chat, any of those things. So it's something that you might need to reconsider. And then we've got within the next few weeks. So something, whatever this is that you're birthing into the world, whatever this is that might be, I feel like, yeah, I'm getting it for a lot of you, it's creative project, but for some of you, it's something to do with relationships and connections, friendships or something like that. And for some of you, it's definitely something to do with working in the arts or something around that kind of industry, like acting, singing, dancing, performing, creating, something like that. So yeah, lots of different messages here for group 3. Hopefully you got some guidance in there and it resonated with you. If it did, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and if you're not already subscribed, then please subscribe, because I will be doing more of these readings, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.